We've been podcasting for over a year. Can you believe it? We started from very humble beginnings, but now we are finally starting to achieve our right footing. In this episode, we discuss the entirety of our podcast journey and where we plan to go in the future. Enjoy.
Hi, Chanel.
Hello, Cinti.
It looks like we're back to the olden days, not necessarily the golden
Back at
days.
it again!
Yeah, we were in a crunch because a lot of things are happening, a lot of moving pieces, and we realized that
Emphasis on moving, yes.
a lot of moving pieces, and we realized that we have a commitment to post every single week, essentially every day, if you think about it, if you include clips. And we couldn't let what was happening in our lives get in that way, which is the reason why we are back to our virtual format where we're not on a couch, but we're still talking to each other.
We're still chatting.
We're still
yapping.
Yep, that's what we're good at.
As we do.
That's what we're good at. But yes, so for this little series that we're going to do for the time period, it's going to be reflection. A lot has happened for Chanel and I over the course of our friendship, over the course of the last 2 years, and over the course, honestly, the last 3 months. And we thought it'd be a great opportunity to kind of talk about that and reflect in this season, series, whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's a Fendi fact, actually. I don't know. We've been friends for a good portion of time.
Since like 2021.
I think we're coming up probably 4 years.
Yeah, 2021, so. I think. Because I met you virtually 2020, but I don't think I met you in person until 2021 when we started chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chatting. Yapping.
Yeah.
But yeah, so for this episode, we're going to be talking about this thing that you're watching right now.
Or listening to.
Oh my God.
We love you, our podcasters. Oh, I'm trying to make a heart. We love you to the listeners who listen to our podcast. On Spotify, Apple, anywhere you can listen to podcasts.
Period. But yeah, we're going to reflect on how this thing came to be and how we gave ourselves a 5 to 9 after our 9 to 5.
The formation of BGS.
Wow.
Right?
An origin story.
And then kind of just reflect on this year, because we've mentioned a lot the fact that we're trying to maintain like a consistent schedule and taking this more seriously. And we can kind of get into like the goal that we set for ourselves, I guess a New Year's resolution for the podcast at the beginning of this year. But yeah, to start with the formation, do you want to take you should talk about your perspective on how you got to like podcasting with me, and I'll talk about my perspective. Because it's kind of like similar but different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I had a podcast.
Yeah, she did. And you took the opportunity to bring it up the very first episode.
I sure did. And I think I've talked about it at least for half of our season. So
I don't think you have. You did more so in the beginning, but you haven't really brought it up recently.
I think I talked about it first season. I think I also talked about it second season when we started off that season. And then now I'm talking about it now. So we're on season 7. Yeah, this is season 7. Yeah. So out of 7 seasons, I have talked about it now 3 times.
Okay, so that's less than 50%. Less.
It's about half, though. That's pretty crazy.
But if we go based on episodes, 7, 6 times 6, that's about 36, not including the movie, which was like longer. So technically, you've only really brought it up 3 times. That's like a minuscule amount. I would not say that's 50%.
Okay. I'll bring it up more. No problem. So I had a podcast with my friend Maddie, and we called it Chatting with Chatty.
Which is so clever, in my honest opinion. That was such a clever title.
We were meant to be big, huge. But no, we did like 1 season. Yeah. We had some fun. But we weren't really into it, you know what I mean? Right. We weren't really like hunkered down and like really ready to take that for the long run. It was more just like a fun thing that we did. Mm-hmm. And then after which when I was with Cindy, she was like, you know what I want to do? I really want to start a podcast. And like, I would like to talk about this and that and this, but how am I going to do the podcast alone?
Why do I sound like that? Like, the more I've laughed at first, but
it's just...
I sound annoying.
How am I going to do it? And then I was like, Cindy, let's just do the podcast together. And you were like, oh, really? I don't know. Okay.
That's not okay. We didn't tell her for both of us, but that's not how it went. That's so lying. You're lying so bad.
That's how it went.
That is not how it went.
That's how it went.
No, that's not how it went.
So yeah, that's exactly how it went. Pull up the CCTV footage.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
CCTV, anybody? Okay. So yeah, that's how it got started. I'll let you go ahead and tell your side.
Yeah, I'll tell my. So I will say I've actually wanted a podcast for a while. My first year of my PhD, I actually had a friend who ended up leaving that year. Where we were at an In-N-Out, we were eating In-N-Out, and we were like, there isn't really a lot of podcasts about graduate students' experiences going through grad school, especially like Black women or Black femmes' experience going through grad school. So we kind of were struggling through that whole process of the fact that she was going and dealing with a racist advisor, and I was one of the only few Black women in entirety of the department. I think there was like 2 other Black women who were about to graduate. So we recorded an episode, and we're like, this is so cool. We got to do this. We got to post this. And then just grad school got in the way, where it's like she was going through a lot, I was going through a lot, and then she left. So I always wanted to do a podcast, and like I tried on different occasions of like, I have episodes of me driving, talking to myself, but there's a whole concept of like just talking to a camera, talking to an abyss that just feels awkward and daunting, because you're just like, I felt stupid. I was like, no one's really listening to me. But I always felt like I had a lot to say, and I always would have stories for my friends. So that's kind of where Chanel came in. Because when Chanel and I became friends, she was still doing the podcast with our friend Maddie. And I actually was able to do an episode with Chatting with Chatty, where Chanel was like...
Good times.
I don't know I think it was you, where it's just like, go listen to Cindy, because pretty much you were giving me a deadline of, by the time we post this episode, you need to start your own podcast. And I was like, okay, that's good. You literally were just like, go follow us. Like, you were like, Cindy, tell us where. And I'm like, I don't even have a name for my podcast yet, but like, just search my name and I'm sure it'll be attached to it. And so I think it was like maybe a year or so after Chatting with Chatty died, and like that episode never got posted, we were having like long conversations on the phone. Like, majority of our Chanel and I's friendship started over the phone, where like we were friends, we became friends like near like at the beginning of your PhD experience, but you left maybe like a year or so after we first met. And then after that, our friendship just continued over the phone, where we would have like 2-hour long conversations. And like those conversations would even continue, where you'd be hanging out over at my house, or I'd be hanging out over at your house. And we'd be sitting on the floor, like either in a bedroom or in the kitchen, just chatting for hours. And I was just like, we do this so well together. Like, you know, like I wanted to do a podcast. I've been really wanting to do a podcast. I wish I could have conversations, but like I can't do it by myself. And then I will admit, that's when Chanel offered I'd be down to do it with you, because I was under the assumption that you ended your podcast with Maddie because neither one of you wanted to continue. And that's when I learned, I was like, no, you were always down with the podcast. It's just like Maddie was like kind of taking a step back. And I think you're also in the frame of mind of like, having a partner to kind of build off of is easier to build and have conversations than just doing it yourself. And that's kind of how we got to this.
Wow.
Yes. I will say, though, I want to give my little claim to fame. I came up with the podcast name because it was a name that I was thinking of using for myself. And we actually we did like a little like case study where we threw names out at people. That call was so funny. And this name ended up sticking, where people were like, it gives a little bit abrasive, but it's like, it's to your face, and like, I'm going to remember it. Like, it's a name that somebody's going to remember because it just kind of hits you. And yeah, that's kind of how we got to where we are with the podcast. It was, we both had aspirations to kind of do podcasting. You as a duo, me as a single, but I never really wanted to be a single. And then your duo dipped. And so I kind of jumped in, and we combined and talked about what we know, being Black women.
And the rest is history.
History.
Thank you for watching this episode.
Goodbye. Yeah, this is the end of... It is not. We're literally going to be doing this until the wheels fall off, to be honest. So, yeah.
Okay. And so when we started, it was to the point, whenever you start something new, especially a hobby, you're like, okay, what do I need to buy? What do I need to do? How can I make this the most amazing thing in the world? Yes. And we kind of, at a certain point, we were just like, you know what? F this. Yep. Let's just do bare bones.
Yes.
Bare bones. We'll see if we like it. And then if we like it, then we'll slowly start to climb up and add more. Mm-hmm. So yeah, we started with you didn't have a microphone. Nope. I think I had one.
Yeah, because for singing and
or
stuff.
I got one.
You had it you were using your Yamaha, the one that I think you used for singing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I had my microphone because singing.
Yeah.
So I had that microphone. So I was using that. And I think the thing was I didn't use it because you weren't using a microphone, so we didn't want a difference.
Yeah, you would hear the stark difference. But I want to point out the main reason why we didn't jump full in is Chanel and I are notorious for starting things and stopping them, like just in the middle, just because we lose interest.
Sometimes.
Okay, well,
we have to see if something sticks.
Well,
we have to see if
something sticks. But yeah, like I'm not saying it as a negative. Like, we just like to try different things. If something looks interesting, we want to try. But we're also well aware of the fact, like, for example, when I got really into reading, I started buying all of my books. And now I have a bookshelf of books that I don't read. And so it's like, you don't want to, like, invest in something too quickly before you know it's something that you're able to, continue or stick with. And that's kind of how I felt with the podcast. Because I remember saying to you, I was like, I don't even know if this is like, I've always talked about podcasting, but I don't know if I really want to talk about myself and have people like listen, It's one thing to be telling these stories to a friend. It's another thing to tell stories to a friend knowing that people are going to listen and have opinions to it. So I was like, I'm not buying anything. We weren't even using a camera. We were going to just solely be like audio only. And going back and listening to those episodes, it's brutal.
The audio is brutal. It's bad.
So bad.
And like, even now, our audio, when we're remote filming, it's still kind of, it's still a little whack.
Yeah.
But when we're together, most of the time, good audio.
Yeah.
Good
when
audio.
We both remember to turn on the microphones.
Yeah, when we both remember to turn on the microphones, it's normally crispy. You know what I mean? But yeah, so... Yeah, and then just a random side note that I thought of while you were talking. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned buying a bunch of books and then not reading them.
Yeah.
You know what I love? I love the little libraries that you find on people's random doorstep.
Tangent. Oh, okay. Yeah.
A real tangent. Mm-hmm. I love those little things, and I always go in there and I'm shopping. I'm like, what book can I take?
Yeah.
What book?
I mean, honestly, that's an excitement for me. Like, I have a lot of books that I don't necessarily want, so I'm gonna because you typically you should give a book when you take a book, and I have like I think a good 4 to 5 books that I can just stick in there and grab another.
I have books as well. I need to start blessing people, especially with the books like. There's super popular books that I hated. Oh. So they're just on my bookshelf. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I need to get those out. But anyways, that was a digression. Mm-hmm. So, so we started off very potato quality, right?
And very gung-ho, I will say. Like, we did our first season. We recorded it. We planned. Those planning sessions were... The progression of the planning sessions as well. Like, the planning sessions now are so much easier when it comes to ideas, but we were struggling with, like, because I think at that time we were just trying to decide, like, what do we want our audience to hear? Because given the fact that it's like black girl shit, like, anything that we talk about, because we are Black women, kind of falls into the topic. So we were just like, how do we want to navigate these seasons? So it's like, it seems as though there's some thought to it, and it's not just us turning it on and like yapping, even though it is yapping, but you know what I mean? It's like each episode has intention, and it took us so long to get that together of like, what are the episodes? What do we want to talk about? And then, oh my God, the jitters and nerves of recording, like for me especially, it's like going through and like doing an episode and finishing it and being like, that didn't sound good. And we already spent like an hour plus recording.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Yep. Yeah. That first episode we got done and I was like, okay, we did it. And you were like, No.
It's not good.
I was like, okay,
it's not good.
We'll re-record it.
Yeah.
No big deal. We'll re-record it.
That
it's fine.
3 times.
I think three times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes sense. You know,
Mm-hmm.
you have to figure out the vibe.
Yeah.
And everything.
But it ended up being good. It's one of our most listened episodes up until this point, this current moment.
Period. But we definitely have had multiple moments of us having to redo things and, oh no, that one didn't work out. Let's try it again. Or this season, let's scrap this entire season and do this instead. Like
this present moment. This, just so the audience knows, this current season is our 3rd iteration. Like we had 2. Yeah. No, I think this is our 4th because we had a whole nother season that we decided to push. Then we made one to replace it. Then we decided, oh, that season's too good just to do virtually. So we did another one. And then last night we were on the phone being like, that also is too good of a season to do virtually.
Push it.
And honestly, this as well is too good of a season, but like we can't keep doing this.
We can't. Okay. I was like, Cindy, we have to film virtually if we're posting every week this year.
And I was like, Chanel, I understand, but like you also have to realize we're giving like literally liquid gold right now. We can't just waste it. We can't waste it. I will admit though, one of my qualms was I didn't think we'd have enough chemistry like apart, but I feel like as of right now it feels good. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just whack.
You see, we talk apart all the time.
That's the foundation of our friendship. I be forgetting. It's like, it feels good when we're sitting on the couch together, you know? So it's just weird when it's like we're not on the couch.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, getting started, we were Googling and just throwing anything on a wall and seeing what was happening.
Literally being like, what type of episodes do podcasters make? Like, what do podcasters talk about? Oh my God. Acting like we don't have, like, literally our conversations are work shifts. We would have work shift conversations where we just bounce from idea to idea to idea. But the moment it came time to, like, write them down, we couldn't remember. And so it's just like, what do we even talk about? What do we even say? Yeah. What do we even do? But yeah, after like with the first season, I think we also came up with the idea with like, I don't know if anybody's noticed, but like a tagline, because we wanted to find a way to kind of group them together. And we were mentioning this the other day about how it's so nice to kind of have segmented each one of those episodes so it has a theme. But also I feel like it's nice to kind of see like the different eras that we're in. Like we can specify that like the beginning was our Is Everything or Our Everything season. And then it's like we kind of move through it and kind of have it coupled in a sense of like, oh, wow, it's like this is where we started and this is where we're going. So I'm very grateful to that as well. And it also helps from the perspective of like making playlists on YouTube. You know, we have like this set like, oh, season 1 is everything, or feeling season 2, stuff like that.
Exactly. And so our first season, I feel like we can kind of go through all of the seasons. So our first season was a Is Everything season. And that one, I feel like we had heart. We really threw everything at the wall. But I feel like for that one, we just didn't know how to form like interesting topics for episodes. Really? You know what I mean? Like they were so. I feel like episodes. They were good episodes. I didn't say they weren't good episodes. Thank you. Hey, I said that the topics, they were so broad, and I feel like we're getting better at like niching down and like making our episodes more specific and more like dynamic in a sense. You know what I mean? I feel like during the first episode, money is everything. You know what I mean? Music is everything. So it was more like we're just grasping at topics, and now I feel like we're more intentional.
You're not black
with the topics and things that we choose. Yeah. Period.
Yeah. I can understand that. Yeah.
And so after that, what did we do?
Feeling. That's feeling season 2. Yeah.
That one, we really started to come into our own.
I think so too. And I think we also got series where it's like, oh, let's talk about that actually going from season 1 to season 2, because something happened where we filmed all 6 episodes. We posted them. We were doing every other week. And then we took like a 6-month break. Where
when the world needed us the most, we vanished.
And it was at that moment where I was just like, you know, this was cute. The shits and giggles. It was fine. Posting every other week. I think it was 6 episodes, so it took us a course of like every other week for 6. That's 12 weeks, right? So over the course of like 3 months, and then we kind of took a break. And we were having conversations still, and I don't even know who posed the question of like, are we going to continue to do this? But seasons 2 was when like we vowed that we were going to take this seriously. And at season 2, we were like, we discussed, it was fun. We had a good time. Like, as annoying as it was to like make the episodes and post the episodes, it was so cool to see people like listening and engaging, and we were starting to build like a following of people who wanted to listen to us. And I was like, oh, okay, this is like, and it wasn't bad. Like, having a conversation with your friend is not that bad, you know? So
yeah. And then additionally, us going the extra mile and actually recording in person together.
Yes.
And let me just let you people know, if you don't know already, me and Cindy do not live together.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
So I would have to fly an hour
I'm actually
to her.
So grateful that Chanel chose to fly instead of having me go. Cause woo!
I was like, girl, if you come down here, I don't want to hear my parents' mouth. Right. I don't want the dog. Pumpkin would have been jumping in the frame. Latte would have been grumbling
in the frame.
Yeah, Winston, he'd be pretty silent when we're on when we're talking, which is surprising. But yeah, all the animals. My cat would have been rubbing all over you. You would have been covered in hair. It would have been a mess. So I'm like, let me just fly up there for peace. I would take my little vacations up there. And so I would fly up, and we would record episode after episode after episode after episode, because I'd be there for like a week.
Initially, no, we worked down to a week. You used to be here for a while. I think it was like 2-week to 3-week trips type thing.
Yeah, so they were longer at first, but then after that we had to compress.
Right,
but
yeah, because we couldn't take as much time off type thing.
On game. Okay, we bought lights. Okay, I brought my mics from home.
Yep.
Okay, we were talking extensively about the framing of the
season. Oh my
move the couch to the left, move the couch to the right. What are we gonna do? Oh wait, let's take out the middle cushion, put them together, and then move this over, and then do that, and then do this.
I don't think people realize. So the couch, I mean, they might be able to see it from like this episode and whenever we did the episodes we were not together. The couch that we have, it's part of a three-piece sectional. So we take out the center sectional and make it a 2-piece sectional. This couch in itself is like 10 feet long. So we tried to have it where Chanel and I were on opposite ends of this like 10-foot couch. And it just gave like, we didn't want to talk to each other. Like, we were so far away. I don't even think we were in frame at the same time.
Oh my God. And so, yeah, it was a big learning curve, okay, for the second season. And I'm amazed we made it through that. And it turned out pretty well. And then the thing that we still have to get a handle on, but like was made apparent when we were doing that season, is the fact that after you record all these episodes and you do lights, camera, action, all that nonsense, you still have to edit the videos afterwards. You still have to come up with descriptions afterwards. You still have to come up with titles afterwards.
Thumbnails. And for
all that crap. Thumbnails.
Intros.
You gotta intro. I always forget about the intros. Always. We both forget about the intros. And so, like, when we started getting into season 3 and on, we started to notice some habits about ourselves, especially when it comes to the concept of past Cindy and Chanel and future Cindy and Chanel. Yeah. Those are two different sets of human beings. People. Completely different people, and they have their different qualities and
I would say this
the things that
with
they
my
do.
Whole chest. I hate past Cindy with a burning passion.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Yeah. Yeah. Past Chanel, drives me up a tree.
Yep.
So typically, and especially, well, just all the time. So past Cindy and Chanel, we not us, them. I need to separate them.
Yeah.
They tend to do too much.
Yeah.
Too much and too little at the same time.
100%.
Too much and too little.
100%.
That's their definition.
Yeah.
So they will come up with elaborate seasons and plan the entire thing. And then maybe they might even make it through the filming of it, and that's great. But Miss Girl, why didn't we post for thumbnails? Why didn't we write anything down for descriptions?
Yeah.
Why didn't we put the videos on the hard drive that it needed to be on? What's going on?
Yep. Honestly, we
I need you to clock in.
Like literally
we do.
Up on the TV or something, whatever we're looking at, we put up our checklist to make sure that before we turn the camera off.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to print out a little checklist and check it off at this point because, girl, we just don't want to do it. And then future Chanel and Cindy. This is why oftentimes in videos we'll say editing Chanel. I hope editing Chanel doesn't hate it. I hate you.
Yeah.
Editing Chanel hates us.
You know what's
hates
so funny
them.
though? I clocked it though, because there would be times where you can probably be like editing Chanel. I'm like, why are you talking to her like she's gonna be angry at your request?
No. Yeah, I'm upset every time I edit. I'm like, I'll leave. We'll talk for like 30 minutes before we start the actual episode sometimes. And I'm like, bro, start the episode. Like, what is going on?
I get those text messages too. It's just like, why do we do this every single time? And I'm like, we're yappers. We can't help it. That's just who we are.
But yeah, so then, yeah. Future Chanel and Cindy aren't too bad, but they just don't want to deal with what Past and Cindy and Chanel have done to them.
100%.
Yeah.
So after season 2, like I think we started doing season 2, like I think it was November of 2024. We had decided that our New Year's resolution was going to be for 2025 to post every single week. And that honestly started with season 2. So that meant that we were planning out like seasons in advance of like, what are we going to do to make sure that like we can get things done? How many seasons do we have to film every time Chanel's here? And that's kind of how we fell into like season 3, season 4. And then also it was a year of exploration for us. Like y'all might have noticed with the like movie season or the cocktail season, or even with the idea of like our Yap season, there were things that we wanted to try and see if we liked and if we wanted to continue. And some things worked. Like we realized the Yap season is great. The Yap season is great.
Yeah.
From the perspective of we're in a crunch, we need to get stuff out. We can do a Yap season, but we did kind of 2 Yap seasons. So season 3 was a scheduled or like a structured with season 3. That's it. And then I think season 4 was also structured, but I can't remember.
I'm checking right now.
Catchphrase for that one.
So season 3 was That's It, like you said. We had our bonus season of the movie season, which we definitely will talk about.
Oh, God.
Jesus. And then after that, it's And That's Okay.
Okay, And That's Okay. I really feel like And That's Okay is where we finally came into it. That's one of my favorite seasons, to be honest. Yeah. And That's Okay, which is...
bangers.
Season 5, and then season 6 was our... No. I don't know.
Season 5.
Was that a Yap season? And That's Okay?
Yeah, we had 2 back-to-back Yap seasons after that. So Yap season, the regular 5, Yap season, and then the alcoholic Yap season. Yeah.
And I feel like what I appreciated about the alcoholic Yap season is I feel like you could see more of our personalities, like, engaging with each other, not necessarily on the couch. Because we have like little moments of us playing the like clapping game, dancing, and doing all that stuff, like just being the goofy selves of like the goofy versions of ourselves, which is who we are. That's what I liked about those seasons, but they get more into like YouTube-ish content, right? Like we kind of we try to couple the cocktail season with yapping on the couch to make sure it was still engaging from the perspective of a podcast, but more of our personality came out because it was more of like a YouTube, more form content where it's like, you got to be watching us. You can't really just listen. But I think that's what you
don't get the full experience.
Exactly. And I think that's what I appreciate about this year of exploration is that we worked to find things that we liked, things that could work. And now we know things we can develop off of and continue as we progress through the making of this podcast.
Yes, I agree. And one of the things that we explored and will not be coming back, and don't be surprised if it disappears off of our channel, it's the movie season. Yeah, we wanted to choose something that we're both interested in. We're both very interested in movies. Cindy is constantly watching movies. I'm really into movies. I haven't been as into it lately because I just have too much going on. But so it's something we both love. We love watching movies. We love talking about movies, especially. And so we're like, let's watch some movies and see what happens. But, you know, I feel like Past Cindy and Chanel set us up. Yeah. Because why were we watching 2 movies per podcast episode?
And then also, why did we decide to do 11 episodes? I think it was supposed to be 14.
Yeah, and I think we made that, Past Cindy and Chanel, I don't claim them. They made that decision because it was supposed to be a filler type thing to where
Yeah.
we could extend and like give us a break because I have to fly up there for us to have our full seasons together.
Yep.
And so it was supposed to give us a remote avenue so that we could have more time before I have to fly back out there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more work than just doing a normal episode.
Way more work.
Like a normal season.
Way more work. It sucked.
Way
It
more
absolutely
work.
sucked. I mean, it was beneficial in the sense like the way that you're able to see us do these episodes is because we did that extensive season and got the equipment for it. But it truly made me hate watching movies. Like the only positive that I would say that came out of that season is we found one of our favorite movies, which is Femme, from that. And I don't think that would have been something that I would have watched if it wasn't for the fact that you were trying to find movies.
I wouldn't have found it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have found it. Like they were hiding that movie.
They really were. And so that's the only thing I'm going to give that season. But otherwise, it just was so painful to do. And the season, y'all know, is like 11 episodes. It was supposed to be 14. We just gave up at the end.
We gave up.
The movies weren't good. And we weren't. Yeah.
It was just hot garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But we tried really hard. The thumbnails City was putting in work, okay, with those thumbnails.
I don't think they were as appreciated as the ones that I do for a normal podcast.
They're really not, but I'd be looking at them and I still giggle to myself.
Thank you.
And then I feel like, I had to come up with a whole new editing style for these as well.
And the clips too. Like I had to figure out. I mean, it was easier. I will say it was easier for the clips because I just stacked us, so there's no real editing needed. But still trying to figure out how to make that work and make it look good was like, what? But yeah, Chanel's like a champion. Like you worked on, like, was it Adobe? Were we still editing on Adobe at that time, or had we switched?
Yes. I think we're still on Adobe.
Yeah, so she made that template with like using our colors and having it like highlighted, and it looks professional. And these are skills that I wish applied to our like everyday jobs, because the amount of like skills that we have built through being able to learn how to podcast, how to edit, how to like post clips, captions, engage. Like I understand why that's a whole job, but it's none of it really relates to what I do on my day to day and what you do on your day to day. So it's just kind of like they're just skills that we have.
Yeah. And then I just want to mention the movie that we love, because you need to watch it. You need to watch this movie. Just watch it. It's called Femme. Femme. It is delicious. Yep. 5 out of 5.
Starring Nathan Stewart Jarrett and George McKay.
Shouts out to both of them.
It's a British film.
And in my head, whatever happened in that movie, y'all figure it out and it becomes healthy and we're good. Okay?
Honestly, let me rewatch it. I need to rewatch. That's what we need to do the next time that we're together. We should rewatch it.
Yes, we should rewatch it. Especially because we have it on Blu-ray.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay. So, after that, after the movie season, we locked in again.
Yes.
We had another period of locking in. So we did And That's Okay.
Oh.
You're Not Black and That's Okay.
Banger. The timing of, like, let's talk about timing. Because there's certain things that you just can't plan, and it's just serendipitous. Because I don't know if I should give away our secret, but I mean, we talked about it. We film a lot of our episodes in advance because Chanel can't be here often. So the And That's Okay episode, we scheduled to post. We discussed it. I wanted it to be at the end of the season. Chanel was like, we need to hit it off with a bang. The day that we posted it, or this day after we posted a clip where we were talking about Diana Ross and Michael Jackson's family and what those families have in common. Literally, if it was not that day or the day, if not that day or the day before, Diana Ross had posted a, like, not Christmas style, but it was like a holiday style card with all of her grandkids, where it was you could clearly see that she was the darkest person, with the exception of one grandchild, in that entire picture. And it was just so insane how the clip that we posted aligned perfectly, where when the clip was trending, you could click it and it was Diana Ross's family, and it went directly to the post of the picture of her and her grandkids. And we got so much engagement. And I remember reaching out to you being like, how did this happen? That's like, I think, our most viewed clip on YouTube. It has over, I think it has right now close to 3K views, if not over 3K views. And I'm like, that to me, it's so crazy how sometimes things can work in your favor when they're not planned. And like, that by far, that episode in that season is like my favorite episode season series. to date.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
I love that one. And then we moved on to... Oh, I skipped That's It. No, we talked about That's
season
It.
3. Yeah.
Season 3. Yeah. That's It. I love the Octavia E. Butler from that season. Oh, and the Diaspora Wars.
The Diaspora Wars.
Honey. Clock in. Yeah, that crap was funny. So
I like the episodes when we talk about issues relating to being Black. Because, it's like,
yes.
I think the thing that I really like about our podcast is it shows that we are multifaceted. Like, we don't just talk about being Black. Being Black is central to everything because you can't take that out of our identity. But, like, our topics aren't solely going to be around diaspora wars, you're not Black and that's okay. They're just conversations that we have on a day-to-day basis that we're like, okay, let's just bring it. But at the same time, we talk about the movies we want to watch. We talk about the cocktails we like to drink because that's just true to who we are as Black people.
Yes. Absolutely. Period. And, if you're Black, that's also okay. So then we have our yapping seasons, which these were meant as a way to test if we were able to just yap, at least the first one, test if we were able to yap and still have a season go, because all the previous seasons planned. Like planned down. You know what I mean? Like we write little notes and everything planned.
Season 1, season 2 had scripts. That's the crazy part.
Like, not everything beat for beat. But we're not that good of actors. No,
but in a sense of like, I guess notes is better, but in the sense of like, okay, we're going to go from this topic, and after we discuss this topic, we're going to transition to this topic, and this topic, and this topic, and yeah.
Yep. And then in this yapping season, we came with not even an idea of what we were going to talk about in an episode.
Sat down and started talking.
That was kind of scary.
It was scary. The lulls, sometimes when I was listening, I'm like, the lulls, they feel awkward, because where are we going?
And we didn't know.
We had no clue.
We got it together.
Yep.
And then, let's talk about Milk.
Milk period?
Milk period. So our favorite band, but not for long for Cindy.
Don't say that. We don't know yet.
You keep telling me that over and over. She's like, I swear to God.
Okay. I be telling that to you, Chanel, not to the public. I be talking to you. If I want to be telling that to the public, I would have been telling it to the public. But I be telling it to you.
Hey, I got to keep it real.
But anyway, Milk period.
Yes, Milk period. So we posted a clip about Cindy crashing out or being close to crashing out.
Yeah.
Because I have seen Milk, was it twice?
Yes.
2 times. First of all, at least one of those times was for free.
Yes.
And in one of those other times, I was in the front row.
Yes.
I was like, guitarist, you need to like take 2 steps back because you're like too close to me, bro.
Like, and it was like I felt like I could grab them through the phone.
Yeah. I was like, let me take a step back. Y'all a little too close. But yeah, so I had her on FaceTime. And I was just standing there and I'm like, well, yeah. But I saw them twice, bro. So we've talked about this before on the podcast, but originally when we first found out about them, it was through Mark's acting career.
Yeah, Mark McKinnon is the lead guitarist and lead singer.
I'm saying Mark like I know him. I just don't remember people's last names.
I got you.
So forgive me. Thank you, Mr. McKenna. Yeah, so we found him and we're like, okay, let's look up everything about this guy because we watched his YouTube show, which was called... it's the one where he has a Boston accent.
It starts with a W.
W?
It's like Warren, like it's his name.
Wayne? Oh, Warren?
Wayne. No, it's Wayne.
Okay, Wayne. Yeah. So he had his little show, and so we watched it, and we were like, okay, interesting. Let's look up the main character. Mm-hmm. We started researching, and then we accidentally found his music on YouTube, and we were like, oh,
we actually were keying because we were like, because in his interviews, he gives very awkward. And in his interviews, you're like, oh, like, it's so it's always interesting to me when you see, like, actors and, like, how acting is a way that it's their outlet, you know? where it's like
Mm-hmm.
you see him in interviews and they're more reserved. But when we saw that he was also a musician, we're just like, oh, that's so interesting. Like, what type of music would somebody who seems very awkward in like spaces of people and engaging with people have with in like yeah, like what is it? What does his music taste like? Anyway, sorry, continue.
Yes. And you see, I just remember us playing London.
Yeah.
Yes. And we were like looking at each other and we
Yeah.
were like, this is kind of good. And then we got up and we started
Dancing.
dancing.
Oh my God. And
And
then, yeah, we were
yes.
obsessed. And then I think it
Yeah.
was around the time that their EP3, like, is it just the number 3? Is that the name of their
Yeah.
EP? I was,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still obsessed with that EP. Like, I'm obsessed with
Yep.
that EP. And that's when we also learned that it's crazy. We
Mm-hmm.
were in San Francisco together at the same time, in the same location as when they were performing, looking for
Like
things to do.
literally, we drove past the
Yeah, we
venue
drove past the
at the
venue,
time when it was happening,
and
like right before it was about to
I'm
happen.
pretty sure one of us made a joke about going to
Mm-hmm.
see them. And I think you said that's like you've done it before, that you have just shown
Yeah.
up and watched like a random performance, but like you weren't sure if you were necessarily feeling it, and it was like Chanel was saying, we were passing by, so we didn't have a group collective consensus. Where Chanel was like, I'd be down. I said I'd be down, and Maddie was like, I'm not. I don't think she was
And
necessarily
we
for or
were
against. And so we were just like,
we were
we
bored.
were bored,
We
right?
had nothing to do.
And so I think we just went and found
Nothing.
food instead, because I think I was like, I'm not against it, but I could eat, you know? And so we just went to
Yep.
go eat. It still kills me that we just didn't show up, because they still had tickets. We could have gone.
That would have been
That would have been
crazy.
insane. Absolutely insane.
But yeah. So we were like, okay, next time they come out, we're going to see them.
Yep.
So they ended up coming out to LA.
Twice.
Not once, but twice.
In the
And
middle of
that's
the
when I
week.
saw them.
In the middle of the week.
In
That's
the
the reason why I couldn't
smack
go.
dab
Because
middle
I
of the week.
go to work in person, and I couldn't go. But yeah,
Yep.
so I think with the podcast, it's cool because we had the clip, and it was like an engaging clip, and their TikTok page liked it and commented, stating, because I claimed that I would crash out if Chanel had seen them again when she has planned a trip to go to Europe. I was gonna crash out again if she's able to see them again. And they literally, because they don't have any shows, they just post that they're making new music, but they haven't said anything about a show. But I said I'm going to crash out if they plan a show, happens in Dublin, Chanel's there at the same time, and I don't get to see them. And they stated, oh, we feel like something along the lines of like, we just have to see you crash out then. Something like, we're gonna insinuate we'll have a show that you can't go to so that we can see you crash out.
I was like, damn. That's messed up.
It's the way that I was super excited, because it's so interesting. Like, again, it feels like you're talking into a void, where the only person who's really interested or really listening is Chanel, and then, like, for example, my brother, who had just started listening to the podcast and is super excited to text me
Our
about
number
it.
one fan.
Yeah. I'm going to try to convince him to come on. He doesn't want to, but we'll see. And it just feels like it's people that you know. So it's surreal to have people that you think are, like, not at reach be engaging with your content, listening to your content, and seeing your face in, like, you know, that to me was so surreal. But then when I actually looked at it, I'm like, they're threatening me. Right? That's like a legit threat.
That's a threat.
Yeah, it was a threat. And
So
I remember
funny.
I was texting Chanel. I was like, can I respond? Like, trying to figure out how to respond. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's cool and unusual punishment. Because it's like, it is. Like, you just heard
It
me
is.
say I'm going to crash out. And you're like, okay, let's see you crash out. Like, you want me to denounce you
my
in
God.
public?
Oh my God.
And, like, I'm not going to repeat what I said to Chanel, but I've already told Chanel what I would say to them if they actually do it. So I'm like, why do you want to do it? So.
For shame. But it was very interesting to see someone we were talking about in the podcast actually respond.
Yeah.
Y'all people are actually watching this?
I know. It actually comes across your page. You actually look at your notifications. Because I'm like, I don't know. It's like, how many notifications do you think that they get? And they're like, they actually sat down and listened. And then they took the time to comment. Like, that to me is kind of funny and kind of cool.
Yeah.
But.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes, so that was fun. And then we had our alcoholic season. Let's cheers to our alcoholic yap season. Which that's definitely opening the door for some potential YouTube only content.
Oh.
Potentially in the future.
Oh,
potentially.
you really be dropping some gems.
no promises.
Okay,
this is past Chanel talking.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with Chanel and I, like I mentioned, we even though we have a podcast where we record ourselves for like an hour at a time, we still have a good like 3 to 4 hour conversations almost every single day. Not necessarily about the podcast, it's us talking about like life. So it's ideas that are coming up where it's like if we find the time to do it, if we are in the same place at the same time to do it, might as well do it. And I foresee it being a type of thing of like if it's YouTube type content where we're not necessarily talking about topics that have a timeline, we could film them, keep them in the bank, and then post them whenever we have the time to actually edit them. So they're just things we throw out there. Maybe you'll see them, maybe you won't. Who knows?
Yes, ma'am. Like the full cooking episode we did and did not put out.
But that pasta,
you never know.
I'm telling you,
that we made pasta from scratch.
Oh,
and it was bomb.
The second time around, though, the time we recorded, it was mid, but the second time we made it, that stuff was delicious. Banging. Like
you see, we gonna have that shortly.
Yeah, we are. I honestly, it made me want to get a KitchenAid mixer just to have the pasta.
I want a KitchenAid so bad.
Yeah.
I want it.
Definitely, see me too. Something, honestly, if they weren't so expensive, that's the reason why, tangent, that's the reason why I could understand people having, like, weddings and stuff, because you could put a KitchenAid mixer on there, and someone would be like, yeah, let me get that for you.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's necessary for people who, like, I don't know, move to a new place, like, get yourself, like a registry for your new place of things that you need that you send to people. Like, we need to be celebrating milestones that aren't included of marriage and babies. Like, this is a milestone for me to be living alone. Get me a KitchenAid mixer.
It's true. Give me the gifts.
Please.
All the gifts.
All of them.
Thank you.
Thank you much. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
But yeah. Is there anything else you want to say, Sydney?
Yeah, just as a quick thing, as looking into the future. So, like, as much as
like Raven-Symoné? If I could gaze into the future.
That's another thing about me and Chanel. We will take a phrase and make it a song all the time. 10 out of 10 times, there's a song in one of our heads. It doesn't matter of if are we actually going to say it out loud and sing it. So, we discussed that, like, we are trying to keep up with and post every single week, every single day. And with the growth that we are seeing, we're very happy with that. We're really grateful for the amount of people who actually want to subscribe to us, listen to us, and the followers that we get. And it's still fun. I feel like that's the thing that I want to mention. It's like we started this as something to see if we wanted to try it. And it's one of the things that we stated that we want to continue to do this, regardless of how annoying it is to edit or no matter how much we hate our past selves, we still want to continue to do this. So this is something that's going to continue. Like, we're reflecting on, like, it's not quite the end of the year, but we have been doing this for 8, almost 9 months of consecutiveness. That it's like, we're about to hit a year of doing this and we still want to do this and we see this growth. So it's like, it's kind of cool to discuss where we started from, where we're going, and kind of discuss and state that, like, this is going to be going for a while. You're going to be hearing us and seeing us on your screens. And we have aspirations.
Wow.
Like,
we do.
Chanel and I have both stated that where we would like to see ourselves is kind of on, like, the Rhett and Link Good Mythical Morning track. Where
shout out.
They are an inspiration, because I didn't realize, like, Chanel and I like watching Mythical Kitchen. I didn't realize that was an extension of Rhett and Link and their Good Mythical Morning podcast, and how they have a YouTube channel and everything. Like, they're able to build on their passions and bring in a network and a community. And I see that for me and Chanel, because we have so many ideas and so many things that we want to dabble in, that it's like, it's so cool to kind of see that, like, two friends had a podcast, had a YouTube channel, built on it, and then this is where they are. And I feel like that for me and Chanel.
And you see, I just want to take a second to manifest.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mythical Kitchen. Have us on that. What you're going to eat before you die.
We actually already,
I need to get on that.
Yeah, please. We actually already know what we want our final meals to be. Like,
we got some ideas. We
were waiting for, we did, like, takeout, and the restaurant was backed up, and we sat down and we discussed everything that we wanted to have for our final meal. And it's expansive. Like, we're going to eat.
It's expensive.
We're going to eat.
And a lot of stuff. Yes. Yeah.
So
we got some things to say while we're eating it. So
I feel as though we got to grow, because, the Good Mythical, or Mythical, not Good Mythical Kitchen, the Mythical Kitchen podcast, YouTube, whatever. I'm struggling. I'm fumbling.
Good Mythical Morning.
No, but I'm talking about Mythical Kitchen. Mythical Kitchen brings on people that people know. Like, if they had a section where they could bring up people that you want to grow their platform, that's where we'd fit. But like, we still got some work to go. But
girl,
what?
I'm manifesting.
Hey,
I'm manifesting.
yeah.
We gonna get there
Okay.
because I manifested
I
it.
believe in us,
Okay.
and I believe in you, and I
And
believe in your
everybody's gonna be like,
manifestation.
"Oh my gosh, it's Chanel and Cindy. Everybody knows Chanel and Cindy. Wow.
Wow, that'd be so cool. But
We
I'm
want to watch them eat.
not watch them eat. I don't watch me eat.
They want to
Please.
watch you eat, Cindy.
Don't watch me eat, please.
Mm-hmm.
I just enjoy my food.
Everybody wants to
corner.
watch Cindy eat. She makes every food item.
That's
look
what I've
good.
been told. I actually was told before doing podcasting that I should be like a mukbangs. But I just don't like the idea of like eating in front of a camera. Like that just seems like I can get messy sometimes. I don't want that out there. Like
People love that.
people love that, but I don't want that to be like. Can you imagine someone Googling me and it's like a thumbnail of me with like barbecue sauce all over my face and my hands?
Hey, they might sit down and watch it. You know what I
don't
mean?
know. I
They
don't
might be
know.
into that.
I don't know. That I don't like the way that you said they could be into that. So let's just drop it. Let's not put it on the roster. I don't want that at all. But yeah, I'm gonna just end it. I don't know if you have anything else to say, and if you don't,
Oh, I just want to say on a last note,
yeah,
thank you so much for watching.
Yes.
We've been doing this for over a year at this point, including the first season.
Yes.
So thank you so much for watching, and we hope to bring you more incredible things in the future. We're so excited.
Yeah, you literally took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say thank you. Thanks for being listeners. Thanks for being followers, and we'll see you till the rest of this year and into years to come.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye. Is someone knocking on my door? Hello? Open the door. Open the door. I'm filming a podcast right now. Goodbye.
Hi.
You want to say hi to the podcast?
No, thank you.
Okay, bye.